Hey guys, and welcome to Conversations with Kiki with who? Your girl Kiki. How are you guys? Welcome to all my new people. Make sure you like and subscribe to all my babies. Hello. Today's episode is going to be about Doordash. Did you see that video? You didn't? You're gonna see the video now. Yeah, right now, like right now.
So remember how we said, as Dashers, we don't have to take your order. We can pick and choose which orders we want to take. So if you don't tip us, we don't have to take your order. And remember in the video where I said, when you don't tip, your order just sits there? So yeah, just putting that out there. That was not a lie. There's a whole section dedicated to people who don't tip, and their order just sits there until a Dasher decides that they want to take the order. So once again, just letting it be known, you don't have to tip. You're not obligated to tip. We also are not obligated to take your order because we are independent contractors who do not work for Doordash, the company. We're our own bosses. So just keep that in mind. Just sits there.
This is why I really don't fuck with Doordash or Uber Eats, because they be fucking on my orders anyway. What the young girl is saying on this video is basically, if you don't add the tip to the service, they don't have to pick up your motherfucking food and give your shit, pretty much, because they independent contractors. First of all, tipping is a satisfactory service. That means if I'm satisfied with how you bring me my motherfucking food, then I'm going to tip your ass, period. No one is obligated to give you a tip when they don't even know how they're going to receive their food. When I'm at a restaurant, I don't tip the waitress before the service. I tip the waitress after the fucking service, because I need to know and I need to see how you perform your service and if I'm satisfied with the service. And I don't like the way that DoorDash and Uber Eats set that shit up where they want you to tip first. Because, baby, one time that happened to me and a girl sent me my food and Sprite was all over my food. What?
Did y'all watch the video? Y'all watched the video, right? So we gotta talk about it from both sides, right? So before I even open my mouth, y'all have to remember back in the day, my husband, he didn't work for DoorDash, but he definitely did Uber. So I can understand that they're independent contractors. I get it. I know from that side. My husband used to do Uber. He didn't, when Uber first came out, there was no DoorDash, so he never did DoorDash, but he did used to do Uber. And you know, those tips, they mean something, and I get it, you know, but at the end of the day, my mind can't wrap around it. That's a lot of food. First of all, let's talk about how wasteful that is on just the flip scale. It's like, that's so wasteful. So now all of that food's gonna go in the trash or wherever it's gonna go because they didn't give a tip. Now let's talk about the tip part of it. What the other woman said in the video, I wholeheartedly understand, is when I go out to Applebee's or some dumb shit like that, I'm not going to give you a tip first. I want to see what you do as a server before I give you a tip. And I really think that DoorDash should do that. I really think that DoorDash should give you the option once you got your food, because a lot of y'all are not going to get a tip. And the reason why is because I'm speaking from personal experience. I have had, like, my food come busted and disgusted. I had ordered McDonald's one day. It was raining really bad and I was hungry. I was ready to tear in this McDonald's. I wanted a Sprite. I got here and I promise you this dude spilled all my soda. You could see where it fell and it like had hit the ground, and he gonna give it to me like that. Now, did you deserve that $4 tip that I just gave you? No, you did not. Until I said something to him. I was like, oh, what happened to the soda? He was like, oh, I don't know. So then he kind of act like he didn't speak English. Bitch, I speak Spanish. And so I asked him in Spanish and he was like, oh, I don't know, that's how they gave it to me. But you could see dirt and gravel, and I'm like, damn, McDonald's got dirt and gravel on their floor. So I didn't even want to argue with him, because what is he gonna do, go back and go give me another one? No. So I called DoorDash and I went off. I was like, yo, you know, I paid for this and now I got 2 meals, but one only got a soda, and we ain't even gonna talk about what was wrong with the McDonald's order itself. Like, that has nothing to do with the Dasher, but the McDonald's order itself was all fucked up. So by the time I was done, they ended up giving me a $20 credit, refunding me on multiple items of food, and not to mention the soda. And it was just like, but the soda part was his fault. Like, why did you deserve a tip when you dropped my soda and then you was gonna give it to me like that? Not even say nothing. Not be like, yo, can you call DoorDash, tell them to give you a credit because I dropped the soda. Like, just, I respect honesty more than anything. But he was out here like, oh no, McDonald's did that. I'm like, my dude, I could see the dirt. I don't know if he dropped it in front of my house or he dropped it on the way to the car, but it was like dirt, grass, everything on it. If McDonald's has dirt and grass on their floor, there's some shit that need to be going on there. Number 2, the issues that I have with tipping first. 3, 4, 5 times over is because a lot of times I don't get my food at all. How about that? Just recently, I was hungry. It was like, I didn't feel like getting dressed. I work from home, so I know people are gonna bitch. But sometimes I don't feel like cooking, or sometimes I don't feel like getting in my car and going somewhere, because that's a risk in itself. What if I go out and I hit traffic? Now I'm late for my lunch at home, and what can I tell my manager? I went to McDonald's. No, I don't even want to deal with that. If I don't want to eat what I got in my house, then I just get DoorDash. How about this chick gonna tell me she delivered my DoorDash? She ain't deliver nothing. It was, again, McDonald's. She didn't deliver jack squat. First of all, my house, in front of my house, we have a iron gate. It's not old, but iron, when it gets wet, hits the elements, it, you know, squeaks. So my dog, even though it's very little and minute that you can hear it, my dog can hear it. And he is adorable. Y'all have heard him on many of my videos screaming his head off. And that's because someone touched our gate. Usually the mail person or FedEx or UPS. And so I didn't hear my dog go off. Not to mention that day, where I was working, the window is right here, so I could see who's coming in and out. I had the window open. I didn't hear nobody come in and out. But what I did look, when I checked through my camera, is that she slowed down. This chick took a picture of her steering wheel and it kept it moving. Now, somebody tell me, I'm not a, like I said, I'm not a dasher. I don't know how that works. Did she still get to keep that money that I gave her, even though DoorDash gave it back to me, or did they take it from her? Like, how does that work? Because then she just got a free tip. Granted, yes, I got my money back. Granted, yes, I got a credit from it. But I still feel like it's unfair. You take away from the good dashers who are out here doing what they're supposed to do. Because now it's just like, who want to be tipping first when you don't get credible people? You know what I'm saying? Like, she literally took my food. And I remember telling somebody, I was like, I hope the food was nasty. Because it was like, yo, that's effed up. It's just effed up on many levels. You don't know what my situation is. And that's why I say, too, you don't know what someone's situation is when they don't tip. Granted, I feel like they should put the tip at the end and be like, okay, how was your service? Just like when I take a Lyft or an Uber. I don't tip when I get in the car. I tip when I get out because I have to rate my service. I just don't understand why DoorDash isn't like that. And so, with that being said, I think that people, the DoorDashers who be like, oh, I'm not going to pick it up because of the tip. Just think about it, though. Sometimes, a lot of times is, number one, DoorDash be jipping the shit out of us. I hope y'all know that. And let me give you a prime example. I like Applebee's. There was one day we didn't want to go nowhere. I live on the street. Unfortunately, I have a house, but I live where it is on street parking. So when you move, it's like your neighbors be like this. Like, oh, shit, she move. I could be closer to my door. So sometimes we don't want to leave like after 7 o'clock because now we got to park all the way down the street, which is not a big deal. But if it's cold, yeah, I don't want to do it, or it's raining or whatever. Like, it's elements involved. I don't want to park down the street. So I wanted Applebee's. I wanted it really bad. We hadn't had it in a couple months. So my husband was like, it's raining. And it's like 6 o'clock. He's like, do DoorDash. So I do DoorDash, and I'm like, and everything for 3 of us, because my daughter was at work. So for the 3 of us, without other items, it was going to be $75. And that was with the tip. I was heated. And I'm like, God damn, that's a lot. I feel like I don't even spend that much when we go to the restaurant itself, because I ain't even eating that much. I'm only eating the appetizer. So what ends up happening, I told my husband, I was like, I'm not paying that much. I'd rather just go get it, because on top of that, not only was it $75, but it was an hour wait, because it was like a really bad day. It was raining, so everybody's using DoorDash. So I was like, yo, it was an hour wait. We could drive there and back by that point, because we live down the street. How about I do the order on Applebee's site itself? When I say, and I added a dessert, when I say my order was like $54, I promise you it was $54. And I was like, where the fuck did that extra 20-something come from? And he was like, fees and other shit like that. And I was like, that's crazy, on top of the tip. So that already turns me off from DoorDash, because I know they gotta make their money too. But it's just like, for me, and anytime I say something, I'm speaking personal for me, not everybody else. For me, I'm just like, I might as well just go buy it, because I might as well get it myself, because I know I'm gonna check it at the restaurant. If I fuck my shit up, then I fuck my shit up. But if someone else messed my stuff up, then I'm allowed to get mad. You know what I'm saying? And so I prefer to just go drive and go get it. I'm saving $20-$30 at that point, which is a lot nowadays. That's a tank of gas somewhere, because I'm not gonna be fooling around with DoorDash. And not on top of that, then they don't be giving me my stuff. So then let's talk about going back to the tips and why some of them don't deserve it. I'm going to see if I can find a picture, and I'll put it in here, where old girl left my food on the sidewalk. And we have multiple dogs running around here. Anybody's dog could have came and pissed on my food. Because I was in, like, when she came, to be honest with y'all, and candid, I was in the shower. So I was like, okay, I always tell them leave it. I don't want to see him anyway. But it should be safe and secure on my door. You'd have to be stupid to come and steal my food with 2 cameras looking at you, in on top of that 2 dogs in the house. But, you know, I'm like, okay, it's to be safe and secure. I'll open the door. Ain't no food there. So I don't have no shoes on because I'm like, I just got out of the shower. I should be able to just pick it up off my stoop. No food. I'm looking. I'm like, damn, they didn't deliver my food. But then I look in the corner. My food is outside my gate on the actual Boston street. That deserved a tip. Y'all tell me that deserves a tip, right? Bro, you couldn't even follow simple directions. Just open the gate. Hell, even if you dropped it over the gate and it was on the ground but over the gate, okay, that's delivered. At that point, someone could have stole my stuff. I called Dash on Doordash on that. I got a $10 credit. I showed them the picture. I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's laziness or ridiculous or a whole bunch of combination of both. Not to mention the multiple times that these people put my food at different doorsteps. On my house, 3 times it says my number. 3. It's so big that if I didn't even have my super glasses on, I could see it. Still, my food be at number 47. I don't know why. It baffles me. I always got to walk down the street in my sandals to go get my food. One time, it was gone. So, again, I had to. So, tell me why I'm supposed to be tipping y'all. And half of y'all are not even, 1, delivering my food. 2, delivering it right. Oh, Lord, let's get into the one who, like I said, the one who dropped my soda from McDonald's and ain't gonna give it to me and then act like he didn't speak English. So I busted out with, I speak Spanish too. How'd you drop my soda? Then he was like, oh, McDonald's gave it to me like that. Bro, with dirt and grass on it. McDonald's has dirt and grass on their floor because then health department need to be shutting them down. Right? Right. But then I see it on the flip side. I had a Dasher a couple of nights ago. I go out of my way to tell them thank you. Because I feel like when people are doing a service for you, because I've been in that position. I used to be a hostess. My husband used to be a chef. And I feel like, and I used to be in food service. He was in food service. I also was in customer service for a lot of years. I feel like whenever I deal with customer service people, I always go out my way to say thank you and everything and acknowledge them, because being in customer service is a lot. Like, I granted now, thank God, you know, I've moved up in position. I'll never need to be on the phone again. But I remember those days being on the phone. I've been screamed at. I've been called names. I've been called stupid. Do I have a high school education? I've had people tell me I don't know how to speak English because my name is not like a typical American name. My name is an African name. My real name is Kenyatta, and that's an African name. So people always think that I'm in India. I have no idea why. With a clear Boston accent, they'll be like, are you in India? No, you don't hear how I'm talking to you, like the hard A that's in there. But at the end of the day, people always want to act real crazy. So I always go out of my way. And this Dasher, like, she got my McDonald's. Was it McDonald's? I don't know what it was. I think it was McDonald's. She put it up on the thing. We have this snowman. The perpetual snowman that's been in front of my house for 2 Christmases. We keep forgetting to put him in the basement. So he just stays on my stoop. But now he's used to, like, hide packages. I love it. So, like, or hide stuff, like, or he moves around. So every time, like, someone comes, I don't know why they do it, but knock on wood for them, like FedEx, he'll, like, move the snowman and put the snowman over my package. I'm like, they can still see the package. You're making it worse, but that's okay. She did all that. So I wrote to her, because you can still write to your Dashers, I think 30 minutes up to after the delivery. And I wrote to her, I said, I really thank you so much for delivering my food. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a safe night. Stay safe and mask up or something like that. She wrote back and said, I wish I had my phone. She wrote back and said, thank you so much. She was like, for helping putting food on my table. I do this to make sure that my family eats every night. And I was like, I'm not crying, you're crying. I'm not crying, you're crying. But still, I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. All our jobs is, we're doing it to put food on our table. And so, you know, granted, she got a tip anyway. Like I said, I didn't know that you couldn't tip. I really did not. I still don't. Not ever since I found out about it, I haven't gone in. Well, I haven't did DoorDash in a couple of weeks, or a couple of days rather. But I'm not gonna go in and not tip them. But like, I didn't know that you didn't have to. But I still, you know, she got her tip, and I made sure I gave her all stars and, like, you know, said good praise about her and the thing. It's just like, I don't want to take away money from anybody, because times is hard. COVID hit us all. And a lot of these dashers, especially some of the like Uber and Lyft drivers that I've talked to when I like went on vacation and stuff, was like, oh, you know, I'm only doing this because I lost my job because of COVID. Or, you know, I'm an immigrant from another country, and you know how they stringent on mad shit. So it's just like, yo, this is the only thing I can do. I'm not trying to take no money out of nobody's pocket and food out of someone's mouth. But at the same time, you have to remember those bad people is effing it up for those good people, like that dasher that I got. Like, she was so sweet. And then the other one who had to re-deliver my food after the other one took a picture of her steering wheel, like, she was super nice too. She was letting me know that she was 2 blocks away. She's like, oh, I'm 5 minutes from your house. I'm like, damn. I was like, I know she's not gonna steal my food because she just said she's 5 minutes from my house. But she was like telling me like where she was. She's like, okay, I'm outside. And I opened the door and hair effed up and everything. I was like, thank you, because it said her name and I think her name was like Michelle. I was like, thank you, Michelle. I was like, have a good day, stay safe. And she was like, thanks, boo. She did my little favorite heart thing to me. And I'm like, you know, tip deserve. But at the end of the day, like, that, seeing all that food, that shit was just like, yo. And I feel like we should be able to kind of be like, if we want to tip or not, which I guess obviously that's a notion already there that you can do it, but it just sucks if you don't tip, you're not gonna get your food. Another flip side of the coin of that is sometimes I feel bad because you don't know someone's situation. Remember how I just spoke to you about how DoorDash upcharges their food? Sometimes people are hungry, they don't have a car, you know, they're not as well off like the rest of us, and they're like, yo, I got $35, let's get some for DoorDash. But they only got 35. By the time they order what they want to order, it's 34, whatever. And then it's going to ask for the tip. They might not be able to afford the tip. And I know the first thing that someone's going to say, well, then they shouldn't eat out then. But sometimes you don't want to cook. Or what if they didn't really have anything to cook? Or they didn't have a way to get to a market to buy something to cook, and their only option was to do DoorDash. And it's like, okay, well, tomorrow we'll go food shopping, whatever the case may be. We just really don't know people's situation. That's why I'm like, don't judge. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge. Don't sit here and be like, me. So at the end of the day, like, even talking about it now and then like talk about it with my husband, I definitely see both sides of the coin. They're independent contractors. If they don't want to pick your food up because you didn't fucking tip, then it is what it is. Like, don't cry about it. But it does suck because some of those people that like were getting that food probably just didn't have enough for the tip, and they only had enough to get what they could, and that now their kids are not going to eat. Or what if it was for someone's grandma, like, okay, your grandmother called you and was like, oh, honey, I'm hungry, to be like, okay, grandma, I'm gonna send you whatever. It's some college kid and he probably only got $20, and the whole DoorDash was like 20 something, like almost $20, and he didn't have enough to tip. So I kind of think about it like that. And so now that you didn't deliver that, somebody didn't get their food, and that's so fucked up. And it's messed up. But then I'm sure there's people who just ain't tipping because they feel kind of like, why do I gotta tip now? I didn't even get the food yet. Why I should tip when I get, like, when they get here? And I feel like if you truly feel that way and you just won't tip for that, you might as well just order it through the people themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or just go get it. Like, these people gotta make money too. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I kind of see it from both sides. Tell me down below, how do you feel about DoorDash and their policies? How do you feel about the tipping versus not tipping? I'm always gonna tip. Call me a sucker. Y'all gonna get my money before I even get the goddamn food, because that's what DoorDash customer service did. I'm going to fuck off on y'all, and guess what? Now I'm getting $20 because every time I go off on them, I get $20, 20 or 10 depending on what I order, but most of the time it's 20. And so now I'm just gonna get a free meal off of DoorDash. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I can see the like when you're irritated about it, because it's just like, I was really hungry for that, and now I can't get it because they either stole it or they effed my whole order up. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But guys, tell me what you want. No, tell me like how you feel about it. What are your thoughts about it? This is just my probably unpopular opinion. And everybody's got their own opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, right? So with that being said, I am out. I am about to, I always tell y'all what I'm about to do. I don't really know what I'm doing today. My husband's at work, and you can see I'm dressed up like nice. I kind of want to go out on a date with him. Now, am I going to go out on a date with him? I don't know. Because, you know, the Omicron, whatever that variant is now out. I think they said now there's one in California, or I don't know, I might have read it wrong. So I don't know if I really want to go out, but it would be nice to just take a ride, maybe go to Walmart. No, that's worse. Take a ride and go do something. Tell me what you guys are gonna do. Other than that, stay safe, my babies. And like I said, if you're new, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And all my people who've been here since day one, hello, my babies. And stay safe. Peace, guys.